All right, it's early April 1863, and we'll start off here in Arkansas with Grant and Price. I did look at the manual, and the rule is basically if you have 5% or less of military control, you're automatically going to go into an offensive posture. What happened is last time, of course, that did happen, and then after the battle, it switched back to defense. So you're not guaranteed to be in offensive posture the whole turn if you win the battle, or if you lose even possibly, but at least initially you switch to try to gain some military control. Considering that, and considering that basically Grant has reinforced, there are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are 6 divisions there, plus a 7th division that is now loose because the general was killed. We also found out that Sheridan was injured, and he's actually up here in Springfield. What it means is I'm going to give up Fayetteville. Fortunately, the depot has already been blown. Unfortunately, it is a strategic city, and it'll be really difficult to get back. Price will be on defend, retreat, and evade combat. We'll come down to Smith Run, take the boats across, and if all goes well, arrive in Fort Smith, which has a depot on day 15. You can also see that we're currently blocking the river with our gunboats. So it should be an interesting turn. We'll see what Grant does. Up here, I've given Wheeler control of the command here in Lawrence. He's now faced by about a division and a half. Yeah, out west, I've run into some supply issues, so I'm kind of spreading out and hoping that we'll be able to pick up enough supply in some of these different locations. Also short on ammo, and you can see a couple of wagons are going up there, but it takes such a long time to get up there. Right now, everything is covered in mud. Here's what it looks like in Kentucky. Johnston has 3 divisions, and Forney has 2. We have another brigade that's about to join Forney and Forrest Division here. Otherwise, it's pretty much still a stalemate out here in Virginia, and everyone is sitting tight. Finally, I'm trying to get a hold of these couple partisan units down here in Tennessee and Georgia. Okay, so as far as what I've recruited, a few replacements, and then we have a couple brigades, some more ironclads, and I'm getting a couple of transport units in Alabama. I might try to take Fort Pickens. It looks like it hasn't been reinforced. I'm also building several more gunboats so that we can block more of the river down there. All right, let's run the turn and see what happens. All right, couple major battles. As you can see, Price did make it to Fort Smith, but we lost probably looks like 6 or 7 more regiments. Oh wow, interesting. Now that unit's free. The Union has taken Fayetteville. So let's we'll focus in on the battle. Here it was, and we lost. So it was a -1 morale loss. So that could have been a lot worse. We'll look at it one more time. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. So the Union had 4 divisions in battle. We had 3. So the bad news is we lost. The good news is the forces have arrived here in Fort Smith. So kind of a mixed bag, but at least we didn't get completely destroyed. The other thing that happened was up here is that Sumner moved on Lawrence, and pretty big battle. Casualties pretty even. Obviously, um, the Union has substantially more forces, as you can see. So it was a Confederate victory, but it's a pretty close call. You can see we've taken huge hits, and we actually had some units that were even destroyed. And Watie was either killed or injured. I'll have to figure out where what happened to him and where if he's just injured or if he was actually killed. Oh, he's killed. There it is. So we lost Stan Watie. So a bit of a loss. I think all in all, we lost Fayetteville, but we only lost, I guess you could say, one national morale, and we were able to destroy the depot. So we probably will lose the Indian Territory capital here, as we don't really have a way to defend it. Here's what it looks like out west. As you can see, there's actually there's now no supply here at all. So we're going to start taking some supply hits. Yeah. Just trying to see like if there is any supply. Okay, these guys were able to resupply, so at least that's a plus. But there's really not any more supply there. Fortunately, Shelley's force did make it to Fort Wallace, and there's plenty of supply there, so they'll be able to basically pretty much completely restock and pick up a little bit of ammo, although not a huge amount. Looks like, oh, this partisan unit. So again, we're having supply issues out west. Seems to be the biggest issue, of course, in the winter when supply is more difficult to move. Didn't really see a whole bunch of other action. There was a skirmish down here with one of the Union partisan units. Looks like they brought in some more forces in Kentucky. As you can see, we've been able to bring in another brigade. So we're outnumbered in Kentucky, but at least for the time being, I think we're going to be okay. Pretty much the same thing in Virginia. Didn't see a whole lot of movement at all. So most of the action right now is pretty much out west. Okay, let's go back and see if we can take a look at any interesting messages. Okay, so we have several units trained. Okay, so supply hits this one, and yeah, okay, so this is where the supply hits are. Okay, missing movement. There was the battle in Fayetteville. Here's the battle in Chattanooga, where actually the Parsons just retreated. As you can see, there were no casualties on either side. Oh, by the way, we did build a depot here, so I'm hoping that'll make it a little more secure as far as what we're able to hold. I do have a militia unit and then a couple of volunteer regiments on the way. Okay, so we have a few forces finished. Price, McCulloch, and Anderson have been blamed. Wheeler's also been blamed. Not a great turn for the generals. Entrenchment's now up to level 7, and those are all the messages. So it's late April. Let's just say like the weather. It's clear in Virginia. It's clear in Kentucky. It's clear and muddy in Arkansas, and it's actually snowed now in Colorado. Wow, a lot of snow, as you can see. All right, see you next time.